This example is our products page, which has several styles built in, as well as design thing, round thing and slide thing. So first we'll delete this example, and next we'll add a new product page template into the drop zone. As you see, the design thing background comes already pre-filled with a color fill, which you can easily remove just by selecting none. Alternatively, you can give it a vertical gradient and maybe use a light grey at the bottom and a even lighter grey at the top. Or you could select local image and then use one of our quantum textures or opacity tiles as a background. For the purpose of this tutorial, we'll stick with greys and use a 5% opaque black tile, which gives us a nice subtle background effect without overpowering the rest of the page. The next thing we'll do is we'll add a product image to the round thing. And as you can see, it's always a good idea to I've scaled and sized my image in an image editor before bringing it in to RapidWeaver. This is always a much better idea than dropping an image into RapidWeaver and then resizing it. Next I'll select this detail box here and give it some detailed margin just to balance it with the round image to the left. So I'll give it a top margin of 30 and a right margin of 30 as well, so that when we go to preview you can see that's nicely balanced. Now I'll move quickly down to the next section of products. These are the horizontal pods. I'll add product image to each of these. Again, these have been sized before dragging them into round thing. And now we'll preview. And you can see how easy it was to set that up. It still needs a little bit of tweaking and styling. For instance, these buttons perhaps could be brought into line with our grey theme. And we'll take this bigger call to action button at the top there and we'll reverse that and we'll give it a red colour with white text. Make it stand out even more. Now, of course, the beauty of these templates is they're not set in stone, and that you can move any of the elements around to suit your particular product or the style of your page. If you don't want a particular element, you simply delete it. If you want more of an element, you just copy and paste it. If you want to move, say, these 5-column stacks to the top of the page, then that's exactly what you do. You can just delete the rest. Now let's take a closer look at this 5-column section at the bottom. Two things that will stick out in this section are the alternate background colours and the lack of margin between them. So let's see how we create that effect. We'll go back into edit mode. And if we look at the 5-column settings over to the right, you'll notice that we've given the gutter width a 0% value. This is something you can do with 5-column stacks, 4-column stacks and 2-column stacks, but not with 3-column stacks. The trick here is to set the gutter width to 0 and set the background for each of these columns here in the design thing background type. In this case we've used a color fill of white alternating with a light sky blue, but in this case, instead of using a background color, let's try something different and use a local image. So in this case we'll use a 5% black tile in the first column, and in the second column a 10%. And then we'll alternate this across the rows. And you'll notice that on the right hand side here we've given the column a top right and a bottom right rounded corner of 5 pixel, and over to the left we've done the same with the top left and the bottom left corner, so that when we come to preview you can see that it makes a nice whole section together with a very subtle effect. And that's just a couple of examples of what you can do with our products page.